Anish Jha, who has been at the forefront of the entire conversation of testing in this country. So, Dr. Jha, the president said tonight that testing is, his words, skyrocketing. He talked about 200,000 tests done on Saturday. He says that's double the daily number from a month ago. Obviously, a week or so ago, you were very concerned about a stall, but we have seen an improvement. Is this a skyrocket? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, so thanks so much for having me on. Look, we've been woefully behind this entire time. And I think what most Americans need to know is the reason we are shut down, our economy is such a shutdown, is because we've had inadequate testing. And we've been stalled at 150,000 a day. 200,000 is not a skyrocket, it's an improvement. We believe we need to be in at least 500,000 tests a day. And most people criticize us for being too low. Other people think it's a lot more than that. So it's like mild progress in the context of when you're starting off really far behind.
So, so he's saying 200 done on Saturday. I know we'll see if that's a run rate. I know they want to improve it. But you're saying even with your number, they need to do more than double that, right, in order to even get to your number.
Absolutely. And our numbers are very conservative. And look, if you ask the question, where do our numbers come from? What we're trying to do is come up with a very basic estimate of if you walk into a bar or a diner, you want to make sure the guy serving you coffee isn't infected, shedding virus. That's what we're trying to create. Like, how do we create a society where people feel comfortable going back outside? And you need at least 500,000 tests, but probably a lot more if you're going to create confidence for people to engage in basic economic activity.
Which is obviously what this is all about. Now, you mentioned your numbers are very conservative. I know, you've said, Dr. Jha, others, I think the Rockefeller Foundation, others have said you need 10 million per day. So what accounts for such a wide range? You're saying 500. Again, I just want to put it out there. The White House is saying they're now at 200. You're saying you need 500,000, and there are some who are saying you need 10 million a day. What accounts for that range?
Yeah, so our approach is, again, we were trying to come up with what's possible and realistic given this White House, given this federal government. And we said at 500,000, if you have a very aggressive contact tracing program, everybody who's got mild symptoms, you test them, you contact trace everybody, you isolate everybody. At 500,000 tests a day, you have a shot. A long shot, but a shot at keeping the economy open. The Rockefeller Foundation, Paul Romer, others who are saying tens of millions, that's where I'd love to get to. That lets people actually feel comfortable getting back to economic activity. I have no disagreement with their numbers. I just think we can't even get 300,000 tests a day. Well, I don't know how we get to 10 million with this federal leadership.
So, and then this federal leadership, and they're now saying, a White House official is telling CNN tonight, Dr. Jha, that, their goal, which is not the 200,000 a day, this is their goal, this is where they think they need to be, is to allow any individual state, each state, to be able to test 2% of its residents. Does that sound like way too small, or is that, how would you contextualize that?
Yeah, so what I heard, and I'm still sorting out some of the details as the report just got released, is 2% per month. That's 7 million a month. That's way too little. Just to put a number on it, it would take 4 years to test every American. Like, that is not the level of testing we need. What we need is about 1%. Again, our very conservative numbers, 1% a week. Even our approach is going to take like a long time to test every American. I don't understand why the White House is lowballing this. This is the thing that is central to getting their economy open, getting our economy open. You would think everybody at the White House would be focused on this 24/7. They keep lowballing it. I don't get it. It's fundamental to getting our lives back.
So Dr. Deborah Birx, the coronavirus task force coordinator, obviously, is I guess in the other sense, kind of on the other side of this now. I mean, she's now saying, well, look, the United States isn't doing the kind of testing we need to be, sort of acknowledging perhaps what you're talking about. Here's what she said.
We have to have a breakthrough innovation in testing. We have to be able to detect antigen rather than constantly trying to detect the actual live virus or the viral particles itself.
Do you agree? Is that where the focus should be, on antigen testing?
We got to do both, right? So the way I think about it is the PCR testing, what we're using in it right now, testing for the virus itself, to get to 600,000 a day, that requires work. It requires execution, solving a bunch of supply chain problems. It's very clear our federal government isn't up to the task. And Debbie Birx, who's brilliant and I think a great public health leader, is probably coming to realize that this federal government is not going to be able to deliver that. So now she's hoping for a technological breakthrough that gets us to the next level. She has data on what the federal government can do that I don't. I think antigen testing would be great. My sense is Dr. Birx is really just acknowledging the reality on the ground and saying, let's hope for and pray for a technological breakthrough that lets us do this much faster and much greater. That'd be great if we get that technological breakthrough.
All right, but interesting, as you say, it comes from a place perhaps of admission. Thank you very much. Dr. Jha, I appreciate it. Good to talk to you again.